And 3 people inspired my message today: Viola, Beyonce, and Matthew. So Viola Davis, EGOT, yes, EGOT, she said that living out loud is living a life bigger than yourself. So that quote reminded me of one of my favorite songs by Beyonce, and that song is called Bigger. It wasn't a popular song. It wasn't one of the popular songs of hers, but it's in the movie version of The Lion King. It's on that soundtrack. And there's a question that she asks in that song over and over again. Do you know that you are part of something way bigger? Do you know that you are part of something way bigger? So I think most of us in New Thought would probably answer yes to that question, right? Let me just see a show of hands. Yes, yes. Most of us will answer yes to that question. So I have another question. Are you living out loud? Are you living out loud? So let's hold on to that question. And then my third inspiration is from Matthew. Do you all know who Matthew is? No. So Matthew the apostle, the one who's in the Bible. I was inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14 and 16. And it states, "You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before everyone that they may see your good works and glorify your Father, Mother, God in heaven." So we illuminate the world when we live out loud. When we live from a place within us that knows that we are a part of something bigger, bigger than ourselves. And then when we allow curiosity to guide us. Rocco Enrico has a book called Let There Be Light. And he gives an interpretation of some of the big themes in the Bible. And one of the things that he says about that verse that I just read, "You are the light of the world." He says, "You are the light of the world" means that we have a responsibility to let love, justice, compassion, and goodness shine as a way to illuminate the world around us. So I was running errands yesterday, and I turned on 1010 Winds really to hear the weather because everyone was talking about it was going to snow. And every time I looked out the window, I didn't see snow. So I said, let me just turn on and see what this weather is talking about. But before they got to the weather, they were giving a recap of the news. And one of the things that they said was yesterday was the National Day of Hate. Did you hear about this? That a white supremacist group declared yesterday the National Day of Hate. I said, what in the world, right? So that kind of got me fired up also, because we are the light bearers. We are the light bearers. And so we must live out loud to shut that stuff down. And yesterday I didn't say stuff, I used another S word. We have to shut that stuff down. The only thing that causes darkness to disappear is light. Where is the light? Who is the light? You are the light. Yes, Jesse, we are the light. So when we live out loud, we live in divine right order, not in chaos. Anyone that is declaring a National Day of Hate is living in chaos. They are living in chaos. They are dwelling in the chaos of separation. They are living in the darkness of denial, delusion, and destruction. So science of mind, religious science teaches us that love rules through law. So we must shine the light of justice and oneness to cast out the chaos of hate, injustice, and all other forms of separation. So that reminded me of a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, "Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice, and justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love." We need to shut it down. Shut down the hate, shut down the separation, shut down all the isms by standing as the light that we are. It's time to shine our high beams, y'all. No more dimming our light. High beams of love is what I'm talking about. Ernest Holmes wrote in the Science of Mind text, "The light is greater than the darkness, nor has the darkness any power over the light. The darkness is the great denial of the light, but it really did not deny the light, for where the light was, the darkness was not. By merely bringing in the light, the darkness vanished into its native nothingness. This is the power of reality over seeming opposition or apparent separation." We can no longer deny the light that we are. We can no longer doubt the light that we are. Because by merely bringing the light, which means by merely showing up as the light, darkness vanishes. We shut down the darkness. We shut down the separation. No more playing small. It's time to play bigger. I said that to myself when I got back home. I looked in the mirror and I said, "Melissa, it's time to play bigger. It's time to play bigger. Now is the time to live out loud, and we can use curiosity as our superpower." Yes? So my question, are you hiding your light? Be honest. Inquire. Get curious about yourself. Are you hiding your light? Do you hide your light when you hear a racist comment from a family member or a friend just to keep the peace? Do you hide your light when you see injustice because, I don't know, what could one person really do? Do you hide your light when a woman or a person of color is being treated as if they're invisible? Do you hide your light when people don't honor someone's pronoun and instead make jokes about it? It's not their preference, it is who they are. Do you hide your light when you have the opportunity to speak a word of truth in the company of lies and all of the isms? Do you hide your light when the voice of comparison tells you that your light is not as bright as others? Do you hide your light by believing that there is already enough light and yours is not necessary? Ernest wrote in the Science of Mind text, "Light has the power to overcome darkness, not by combating it, but by becoming exactly what it is, light. And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." You cannot reason with hate. It will not comprehend love. It's on a totally different frequency. but you stand as the light. You stand as the light, regardless. Regardless. So it's written in all of the sacred texts that you are the light of the world. All of the religions can agree on this. We are the light of the world. So I'm about to say something that might piss off somebody, but guess what? I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway. It's not written that you are becoming the light of the world. It is written that you are the light of the world. It is time to be exactly what we were created to be and stop saying that we are becoming something. Because guess what? We are already, as God created us to be. Be light, be love, be joy, be peace. Becoming is a delay. Be it now. Show up as God. This is our divine assignment. This is what is bigger than us, bigger than our ego, bigger than that inner critic that tells us what we are not, to tell us, oh, wait until tomorrow, to tell us, oh, it's not time yet, to tell us, oh, but you need this degree, to tell us all the things that delays us shining our light, bright, bigger, bolder. Be light now. It's time for us to see ourselves as God sees us, whole, perfect, complete. We don't say in spiritual mind treatment that we are becoming whole, right? That we are becoming perfect, that we are becoming complete. No, we declare it already so, already done, because it is. So let us put that theory, that principle into practice. Be what God created us as. See ourselves, see yourself, see each other as God sees us. God sees you, God knows you as the light. Unless God's wrong. Anyone think God is wrong? No. So we are being light, we are being bright, we are being bigger, and we are being bolder. So I mentioned Beyonce's song, Bigger, and I shared the verse, the opening verse in the newsletter, but I want to share it here. The first verse says, if you feel insignificant, you better think again. Better wake up, because you're part of something way bigger. You're part of something way bigger, not just a speck in the universe, not just some words in a Bible verse. Come on now. You are the living word. You are a part of something way bigger. You are the living word. So we know that the word is law. Yes, we know that the word is creative. We know that we are created out of the stuff of eternity. When Ernest wrote, there is a light of love running through life, he is talking about us. We know that love rules through the law. And we know that love is the divine givingness, and that law is the way. Divine givingness. What are you giving in service to be the light that you are without further delay? It's an urgent matter. When a white supremacist group think that they can declare a day, a national day of hate. What? Not on our watch. Shut it down. Shut it down. because we are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Stop hiding your light. A city that's on top of a hill, can it hide itself? No, everybody sees it, probably from miles away. Let your light introduce you before you enter into a room. You are the light. Let it be seen from miles away. Let someone just think about you and say, oh, Cheryl is the light. Onay is the light. Melissa is the light. Susie is the light. Christine is the light. Jan is the light. Sekou is the light. Rev Oida is the light. Christine is the light. Bonnie is the light. Rolando is the light, without you even being there in physical form. This is what I'm talking about. So that when you show up, they ain't not going to be talking about no mess. Because you are the light. Because you are the light. So stop hiding. Stop hiding your light. And we have so many strategies that we use to hide our light. Because if I said, do you hide your light? Just to random people, they would say, oh no, I shine. I shine my light. But this is how this is some of our strategies for hiding our light. We be quiet when we should speak. We go along with the crowd. We deny our gifts. We let sin dim our light. And let's be clear, sin is missing the mark. Sin is error in thinking. And we know how to transform sin, how to transform error in thinking by changing our thinking, by changing it. What does Ernest say so famously? Change your thinking, change your life. It is time. So in the Christian faith, this is the Lenten season. And I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and Lent season was a big deal for us, right? It was a big deal. My favorite part of it was Palm Sunday. All I wanted was that palm because my siblings and I would use it to like hit each other with it, right? That's what we would do. And then when we got a little older, we would want 3 so we could braid them, right? All kinds of things we would do with the palm during Lenten season. But Lent is a time of releasing and letting go. It's also a time of prayer and fasting as preparation of our spiritual work. And the origins of the word Lent is lengthening. So it's lengthening time. And what are we lengthening? We are lengthening our light by shining it across the universe. We are lengthening our light by being bigger, by knowing that we are part of something bigger. So let's be about our divine assignment. It's time to step into our greater yes that is awaiting to be through and as you, not to become you, to be you. Yes? So there's another line in a song by Shekinah Glory Ministry called Yes. It's one of my favorite songs. And one of the lines is, there is something more that God requires of you. Will your heart and soul say yes? There is something more that God requires of you. Will your heart and soul say yes? Lenten season is a time of preparation for our spiritual work. Yes, some of us may be releasing things, right? How many of you are saying, I'm going to release such and such for the next 40 days? Or I'm going to start doing something for the next 40 days. Oh, I don't see any hands. Okay. All right. That's okay. Because I want to share some of the things that we might want to consider letting go of. Some of the things we may need to release or surrender that keeps us from taking our light and dimming it. So we're going to stop playing small in the world. Yes. We're going to stop dimming our light. Yes. We're going to stop comparing our light to other people's light. That's a big one, y'all. Comparing ourselves to others. It just sucks the joy right out of the room. We're going to stop hiding under someone else's light. That's their light. Let their light shine. Use your light. Let your light shine, right? Don't be in the shadows of someone else's light, is what I'm saying. And let's let go of the limiting belief that our light isn't good enough. It is so good. Our light is so good, y'all. It's so good. So let us shine brightly and brilliantly as we live out loud. Let us lengthen our light by shining it bolder, louder, and bigger. Let us use the sacredness of this time as the preparation for our spiritual work by being curious about our own light. Let's get curious about our light. Have a conversation with your light. Say, hey, light, what you want to do today? Like, for real, for real. Have a conversation with your light. Reacquaint yourself with your light. Yes. Dive into it with curiosity. Allow the joy of God to be expressed as you now. And just know, if nothing else, know this. Know that there is no other light like your light. There's no other light like your light. So let's remember that we are a part of something way bigger. Be curious, be bigger, be light. Be light. So we've been building our superpower affirmative prayer for the month of February. And what we've been doing is using each of the topics for the month to build a spiritual mind treatment. And so today we're going to conclude that affirmative prayer, and we're going to all recite it together. And I'm going to share the screen so that you can recite it with me. So let's just take a breath. Can you all see that? So this is our affirmative superpower affirmative prayer that I invite you to speak out loud every day, let's say until Easter, or longer if you want to. So let's say it together. I am moving forward, knowing nothing but good shall come forth from this. Perfect God with me, perfect life within me, which is God. Come forth into expression through me as that which I am. Lead me ever into the paths of perfection and cause me to see only the good. I invoke the breath of spirit that transforms all irritants into inspiration for the highest good. I am the light of the world. This big light of mine is bold and bright. My high beam of love shines from the top of the hill. I revel in the light that I am, which reveals more of who I am. I am grateful I get to shine and share my light in the world. I release my light as love and law, and it returns to me bigger. Ashe, amen, and so it is.